Hey everyone, it's Chris from Smithy Fitness. Good to see you, welcome back. So I've done about 60 or so videos on fitness, and today I'm going to do a video on the stock market. In fact, it's going to be the first one of a series of, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 10, not sure how many I'll do, but let's get started. So you might be wondering, why would a fitness guy be doing a video on stock market, and why should you listen to me? Well, I'm actually a stock guy who does videos on fitness. I'm 60 years old, as many of you know, and I spent my entire adult life full-time in the stock market. In fact, back in grade 12, I had a teacher that was teaching economics, and he was a stock market player, and he was talking just about bonds and shorting bonds and the commodities market. And it just caught my imagination. I've been totally into the market ever since. In fact, I can think back to those days, and I was a tennis player, and I'd be playing after school, and then on a Friday, for example, I'd get home, and then I'd go and watch Wall Street Week at 8:30 with Louis Rukeyser, which ran for many years and was a terrific show. So I figure I've got over 75,000 hours of study in the market. I started off with an economics degree, and then by 1984 I became a floor trader for a year on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I was actually a clerk and then became a trader, and then decided at that point I wanted to become a stockbroker or an investment advisor, and I did that until 1999. And then starting in the year 2000 I became just a pro trader, we would call it. I just trade my own money from home, and I've been doing that ever since. So I have seen a lot in the market. I've seen 4 dramatic stock market crashes: the '87 crash, the tech wreck of 2000 to 2001, 9/11. The 2008 financial crisis was a real killer, and of course COVID back in March. The markets dropped dramatically. Many stocks were down 70-80%. So I've really seen it all. I've read so many books on the market, probably over 100 books, and some of them I've read 10, 12, 15 times each, and we'll talk more about that. These aren't all of them. I don't know where all of them have gone. I've moved a few times, and books are heavy to move, so I gave them away or threw them out. But I've got a lot of experience. I bet you I've done over 100,000 trades. I've taken many losses. I've invested in companies that have gone bankrupt, and I've also had multi-baggers. I've really seen it all. And as I say, I've made millions, I've lost millions, but I've kept millions. And this is kind of really where it's at, is what you can keep. The stock market is really about managing your losses and moving your gains to the forefront. So what I'm going to do in these next weeks is talk about the book that I found most valuable to me, and that is this book here, and it's called How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market by Nicolas Darvas. Now, there's lots of different ways to make money in the market. There's also lots of different ways to lose money in the market, but the way that you play the market has to mesh with your personality. If you're really cheap with a buck and you're always looking for the best deal, you might want to be a deep value investor where you're just looking at the new low list and trying to find the stock that's going to turn around from there. Darvas wasn't doing that. Darvas would buy a stock at a high level and hoping to sell it at a higher level. And we'll go through that, as I said, in the next videos. But that is one book I've read 10 or 15 times. This is another one, Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. Those 2 books have got to be the greatest books that I've ever read, and I've read them both many times. This one was written, what year was this written? 1940 or something. This was written in 1960, 1960, the year I was born, as it turns out. So we'll go through that. We'll go through some of the methodologies that you can use to make money. But this video, I just want to leave you with a few thoughts to get us ready for the next ones. The first thing is the stock market is not a frivolous place. The stock market is heartless, and if they see that you're down, they will stomp on your head. You have to take precautions and you have to be real about it, because there is no mercy in the stock market. So that's number one. It's not really for, if you want to trade, it's not for a dabbler. You need to spend some time in it. You need to have stop losses and really respect the market. Secondly, and this is really true, you're probably going to have at least 50% losses in your trades. It may even turn into be 55 or 60%. The key though is to have small positions, small amount of money in with your losers and big amounts in with your winners. And we do that by averaging up. And we'll talk more about that in future videos. So that's really important. So know you're going to have losses, accept it in your head, and have stop losses. You take a 10% loss and then you just sell the damn thing and get on to the next thing. Again, really important. I've seen people, even grizzled veterans, hang on to positions and average down. And I should know because I've done it, and I've done it recently. It really grabs you. The emotions are strong in the market. The emotion to be right and the emotion to not lose money are big. Also, everything matters. Politics, the weather, interest rates, all these things, tax rates matter. And of course, the company you're investing in and the macro of the company you're investing in really, really matters. So all these things matter, and we kind of try to distill it down to something that makes sense for why the stock will go up or down. And that's why it's so hard. That's why you're going to have many losses, and you should know that going into the game so that you don't have a crippling loss, a loss that goes down, stock that goes down 70, 80%. And it's so hard to come back from that. You want to keep those losses small. Know when you make money, you're going to make a lot of money so you can absorb the inevitable losses. And lastly, it's endlessly fascinating. The stock market will never bore you. It will frustrate you. It will excite you. But it will never bore you. You're playing this game with the smartest minds in the world, because there's a lot of money in stocks. So it attracts the smartest people. It also attracts a criminal element. So we have to be aware of that. There's fraud and other things out there. But when you nail it, when you get it right, you can make a fortune. You can have multiples. Stocks go up 5, 10, 15 times even over the years. And you only need 1 or 2 of those to be set for life. So it's tremendously exciting. There's a lot of advantages to being a small investor, an individual investor. You can get in and out of positions way faster than a big institution. So that works for you. Now, last thing before I end this video, remember, health is before wealth. So I started Smithy Fitness because the health side of it determines the quality of your life. If you are wealthy and you are sick, who cares? And believe me, any wealthy person who has a terminal illness would give all their money away to be healthy and youthful once again. So remember, it's always health first, but wealth can help your health, because with wealth you can have the best advice, you can have the best food, and you can really maximize all the levels of your life. So we want to get them both. We want health and wealth. So hopefully this series that I'm about to do will help. Remember, it's Smithy Fitness, but here's the sign behind it. And now I've had this up here for a few years now. This is Darvas. He is the author of this How I Made $2 Million in the Market book. And this is just to remind me, even subconsciously, to do what Darvas did, to use stop losses, to cease to be wrong, to ride your winners, cut losses, enjoy life, unemotional. That's a good one. Try to keep the emotion out. It's a business. Anyway, so this is always up in my office. I see it every day. And I think you'll love the Darvas book. I'll do the first installment in just the next couple of days, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for listening to this unusual video, but I think you're going to get a lot out of it, and it may very well help you make your next fortune. All right, guys, see you in the next one.